Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be painting some Christmas ornaments. These are some that I did last year and we're going to paint some new ones for 2024. So I have, again, my wood slices. These are just slightly smaller than those. I couldn't find my larger ones. I love this size. I couldn't find those, but I knew exactly where my smaller ones went. So we're just going to paint some smaller ones today. I loved the snowman from last year, and I also really enjoyed this one with the two cardinals on the tree. And you know what? I just decided I'm going to paint some ornaments today. Let's see. Are we live? I'm not seeing anything coming through. And I did hear Discord go off, so I'm going to check. There we are. Okay. I don't know why my live chat isn't showing. You never know what's going to happen. I'm going to repop this back out. Just a second. Please bear with me. So sorry. It has been a day. It has been a day. There we go. It is working. It is working. I can see you all too now. All right. Oh, okay. So much today. So very much today. I've kind of been out of sorts. If I could just take a moment, if you are a part of the art community here on YouTube, if you follow it on Facebook, you may have heard the art community lost a very special lady this week. And I just want to take a moment and extend my deepest condolences to Cinnamon Cooney's family. You all probably know Cinnamon Cooney as the Art Sherpa here on YouTube. And, you know, she was just such a positive, special person. And way back before I ever even thought about YouTube, when my sister encouraged me to pick up art again and said, hey, try acrylic paint. I remember then going, I did, and I loved it. But then I can remember going to YouTube to search, right, for things to paint and people to inspire. And Cinnamon was there, and she absolutely inspired me. And it's just just so sad to hear about her loss. And yeah, if you haven't heard about that, well, she did pass on Tuesday. I don't know all the details. I don't think I'm not sure if all more details have been made. I know her mom, Ginger Cook, posted on Facebook, and of course the Art Sherpa official page on Facebook shared that news, so it is public knowledge. And I heard about it today, and it just breaks my heart because she was just such a special person, and she was definitely one of the first YouTubers I followed as well. Heather Bryant says Cinnamon is the first YouTuber I followed. Yeah, it's just very sad. Horrible at any time, but especially this time of year. She's leaving behind 3 children and her husband John, and not to mention poor Ginger Cook having to survive a child. I just can't even imagine. So I'm sorry. This is not all about that. I just wanted to take a moment and just think of her, because it's definitely a loss for our community. So it's very sad. Okay. Can we go to some happier things now? Let's kind of switch gears. That's not what I intended this stream to set the tone or all of that. But I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge her because she was a very special person. Okay. Today, let's switch up and do a happier thing, and just take a moment and let's give a big happy birthday to our moderator, Tara Giblin, who I see in the chat. Hello, Tara. Happy birthday. Tomorrow's her birthday. So when you see her in the chat, be sure to tell her happy birthday. And also, we have another birthday in the group. So one more time. Happy birthday! A big happy birthday to Boo Peep. It is also Boo Peep's birthday. So we have that going on as well. And that's not the one we wanted. We just, let's make some noise. There we go. Happy birthday to both of you. All right. And guys will forgive me for just a moment. Okay. Also today, as we have been doing, I posted over on Patreon to let you guys know ahead of time that I was doing it. Today, I'm going to have another giveaway for the holidays. So I'm super excited about that. You want to know what you guys are entering for later? You are going to be entering for a $25 Blick gift card. So that is coming. I will let you know how and when you can enter. It's going to be the same as last week, but I'll tell you when. Of course, I have our wheel of names. It is up and ready to go. So we will do our drawing that way. But yeah, so we're gonna give away a $25 Blick gift card during the stream or at the end of the stream. So do stick with me. Let's see. You will have to be a U.S. resident for that one. But let me just say that for next week, you might not have to be a U.S. resident. Something different coming. So stay tuned for that. And that's all I'm gonna say. That is all I'm gonna say. I don't advertise that in the giveaway and the thumbnails this year, because I want those of you who are here all the time and show up every week. I want you to be the ones who are eligible. Now, if you've already won one of the giveaways, please don't enter again. I want to make sure that as many people as possible we can share the Christmas cheer with. So that's all I ask. Okay. Let's talk about ornaments. What are we using today? I have some old brushes here because I'm going to be using acrylic gouache and some acrylic paint. And I just thought I had something different planned, and I was going to do the ornaments next week. But honestly, my brain, I've just been thinking of her all day, and I'm like, she inspired me with acrylics, and I'm going to paint in acrylic paint today. And you guys don't see me painting acrylics that often, and we're going to do that today. So, supplies. You don't have to, you're like, hey, we always do watercolor here. It's okay. Don't worry. It's not going away. This is just usually we do this once a year on ornaments. So, I have some of my golden fluid acrylics. I pulled those out. I also grabbed the Holbein acrylic gouache because, gouache, watercolor, water medium. This is acrylic gouache. You guys have seen me use this before. In fact, I used this on other Christmas ornaments one year. I think it was 2021. Gosh, that seems like such a while ago now, doesn't it? So anyways, we're going to use some of these. And that is one of the things. Another thing that you could use on these ornaments is some Posca pens. If you are a channel member or a patron, I shared when these were on special over on Discord. And if you are a channel member or a patron, I hope you're joining us on Discord, because I always share when I find really good deals. I share it over there. You get a lot of behind the scenes stuff over there. There's just so much more interaction and things going on. It is a wonderful community. It is my favorite place to hang out and chat. And I hope you'll join us over there on Discord. So you could also use some Posca pens. I have these linked below. And these are the very fine nibs. So there's 15 colors in this set here. I have some that are already started, as I've used them before in the little jars behind me. So if I decide that I need one, I may grab from there. Heather says we have fun over there. I do. I love hanging out with you guys over there. I think it's a lot of fun. I may be biased, but I love hanging out with you guys over there. Okay. So I also grabbed a few. I didn't link these below. I don't know if I will end up using them or not. I grabbed the black. I grabbed the Payne's Gray. These were just some tubes of Amsterdam that I had in my drawer. I had to like move my big table to actually get my drawer open with acrylics. I also have some Liquitex Basics. These are metallic, so I have copper, gold, iridescent white, and silver, because you know, when things are hanging on the Christmas tree, the sparkle and shimmer is always nice, so the lights can catch it. So I grabbed those just in case. I did not grab an ultramarine blue because I have it, but I hadn't opened my ultramarine blue in my golden colors, and I didn't want to open it just for now because I knew probably won't be using my acrylics again for a little while. So the Dale Rowney System 3, and I forgot to link these below. I'll link them after the stream. I have ultramarine in here. So again, I'm using fluid acrylics. You can mix and match your acrylics, just like you can mix and match your watercolors. So don't worry about that. Grab what you have and go for it. This is an iridescent bright gold from the Golden Fluid Acrylic. And then I have an interference gold. So what are we going to paint today? I don't know. What kind of things can you think of? I also have my Uniball Signo Gold. I just recently ordered. I did link these below. I just got these in. It comes in a set of 3 white, 3 silver, and 3 gold. I already had gold. And I already had a white. I can't find my white. I think it grew legs and walked away. But I like that these also had silver. So when I fill out my Christmas cards, I wanted to have some more of those. And can you guys believe it is less than 2 weeks now till Christmas? Can you feel the crunch? I am absolutely feeling the crunch. This one, if you remember last year, I had the deer outline there from a stencil, and that's how I got that. What are we going to paint today? I don't know. I thought I haven't done a wreath in a while, so one of the things we're definitely going to do is we're going to paint a wreath. All right. I'm like, I can hardly see. I see Joseph in the chat. Oh, I'm so glad. So nice to see you, Joseph. He's finally home. Oh, and his dad's home. So yes, Joseph has not been with us because he has been taking care of Dad and all the stuff that has gone along with that. So he's been very busy. This is very good to see you back in the chat. Okay. Tara says, no one suggests trees. You know, Tara, you might see some trees because it's me. We have to paint at least one tree. Is it trees and mushrooms? Yeah. Okay. Wildflower says trees. Yeah. First, let's talk about what is the difference between gouache and acrylic gouache. Acrylic gouache dries permanent. Regular gouache or designer gouache. Excuse me, guys. Regular gouache or designer gouache. Okay. It can be reactivated, just like watercolors. So, George says she is the tree lady after all. That is definitely never something that I would have guessed or imagined that I would be referred to as. But I definitely love painting some trees. Ooh, Tara says, go for a sleigh. That could be interesting, like a sleigh design, but you know, I would have to have one like to look at, or that could be like really, really wonky. So I don't know if I'll paint one of those today, but I love that idea. Let's see. So acrylic gouache is going to dry permanent. That's what we were talking about. Please forgive me today because my brain is kind of all over the place and definitely scattered. It's been a day. But the acrylic gouache is going to dry permanent just like your acrylic paint. You can't reactivate it. It's very easy to layer up with this, just like acrylic paint. So that is something that we will probably use. In fact, I'm just kind of putting these colors I picked. With this set, I don't know if the exact set, this one is the 5 assorted colors. So if you go, they have one that's like a 5, there's 5 in there, but it's a mixing set. And I think that might have a different red. This one is Carmine. It's number D901. And it is PR170. So these do have the, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. They do have pigment information here on the back. So, Shanna Rowe Jackson, Caution Artists at Play. She is a Holbein brand ambassador, so she'll probably know a lot more about this stuff than I do. However, we're just going to go for it. Today, I think I'm going to try, if I recall, when I did a wreath, I painted a wreath with this before. I think it was these that I painted the wreath with. And we tried, I want to say the yellow and the black to get our green. But here's the blue. We've got red. I'm not going to worry about even mixing my acrylics on top. Add some sparkle and shimmer. Will we do it with the Uniball Signo Gold? I don't know. To seal these, I have some Golden Gloss Medium. You don't have to have Golden Gloss Medium to do this. If you have some wood slices, what I have used in the past, in fact, let me just show you, because I used it on these, and I don't know if you'll see, they kind of have, it's not really, yeah, right there. See the gloss? I used this. You can get it at the Dollar Tree. I used this. I just buy it because I use it so not frequently that I just buy them at the Dollar Tree because I don't get a big container of it. But I have that one. This is the matte finish, and this one, oh, this one is Mod Podge dishwasher safe. So this one you could use on like glass or ceramic or something. So there's that. I haven't tried this one yet. For dishwasher safe surfaces, top rack dishwasher safe, dries hard, no tack. It says for glass, ceramic, or metal. So there's that. I do like to paint on wine glasses sometimes with acrylic. So I have some glass paint. This is something that I could put over something like that. So yeah, you don't need to get something, just a simple trip to the Dollar Tree if you're here in the US or wherever Dollar Tree is located. I don't know if Dollar Tree is in Canada as well, but regardless, you can use something like that. Okay. I might do another snowman because I love snowmen, and you know, it's not a tree, but maybe we'll put a snowman by a tree and do one of those. I loved the tree with the little birds, but first we're going to do a wreath. So let's go ahead and get some paint out here. So this is yellow, which is a PY3. Right, I don't know. I'm not putting a lot out yet because I'm not sure what kind of green this is going to mix, or if I'm going to like it, or what the story is. And it's funny. Dolphin Soul had just messaged me on earlier and was asking about watercolor ground. I've actually done, we do ornaments almost every year. Well, at least it seems like it is happening every year now that we paint some ornaments. And I actually have a video, if not last year, the year before, that is where I put the watercolor ground. So I did watercolor ground, I did gesso to see like how it would work on the ornaments. Those, you can check that video out. That was a live stream. So yes, I have used watercolor ground. So there was some black in with our yellow, and this gives us, see the green? And I'm just going to go with a touch more black. Just kind of darken this up. Gosh, it feels so thick. It's been so long. I mean, this is acrylic gouache, but even still. And I painted with gouache. Let's just start with the circle. I think I like this one. It is the most round, but it's also the biggest. So I want to save that for one of the other ones we're going to do. We're going to do the wreath, so let's just go with this one. It's small. It's nice and round. We can follow the circles that are on here. I've done this before where I painted the back. So you could prime this. You could gesso this first. Whatever you want. The last time I did one, I just did the wreath and left the natural wood, and I really kind of like the look of that. I'm going to do it again, and we're going to repaint one like that, but we'll update it with the current year. So let's see. Oh yeah, I didn't know either. The other Tara, I didn't know either until I started seeing all of them like show up, and I was like, hey. Wildflowers as snowmen are just trees buried in snow. All right. That is a great that is a great question, CJ Kirby. So I wonder if you could use the dishwasher safe Mod Podge to turn the painted wood slices into coasters. I think you could use any of the Mod Podges to do that, really. And another thing that you could do is you could take, so some of these, like the wood slices that are larger, so like the one that I used last year, this one. This would be a decent size. I actually have a cup right here. The ones I'm painting on today, like that would be, that's a little small. But like that one, it would just set right on there. This is a great size. But another thing that you could do is you could do your painting, you could seal it, and you could attach a piece of cork on the back. You know how they have the real thin sheets of like the cork? And then that would kind of, if this was sealed and then it was glued, that cork would kind of absorb any water, like if the glass was sweating or something. But that would be something, a way that you could do it. So, and you see there, that is how I usually sign them. We'll sign that again today. I will just use like a fine liner. The Uniball happens to be sitting next to me. That's probably what I will use. So let's get some paint on here before this decides it wants to dry. I do have my mister. So just to kind of keep things wet, I'm going to use this in this groove right here as my guideline for my wreath. And all I did, right, we're just gonna paint. I'm just tapping with my brush, and I'm going to follow around. I will mix a different color and come back and do more. This is actually the old Art Echo brushes I've talked to you guys about before. I wish you could still get these brushes. This one, I noticed that this ferrule is a little loose, but I've had those for years and never had any problems with them. I used to paint with these acrylic stuff with these all the time, or paint with acrylic paints, and loved them. They still hold their points very well. the rounds anyways. But you can't get them anymore. I've looked on Amazon, which is where I got these. Can't find them. And so you see, I'm just tapping to the left, turn, tap off to the right, and it's just going to start to look like a wreath. Don't worry about being fussy with your brush strokes and, oh, if you don't, you know, if you're, do they need to look like little branches? No, these are small. By all means, you can get into as much detail as you want, but I always keep wood slices on hand. Do any of you guys have them? Do you like to paint ornaments? If you're watching and you're like, I don't have wood slices, but you'd like to paint along, you could always do any of these designs on paper, and you could cut them out into circles like ornaments. You could laminate them if you wanted to, and you could certainly do these same designs in watercolor or regular gouache. Would definitely also work. A little bit more black in this mix to darken this up. There we go. Ian Jackson says, I have a UV curing clear resin here. You could absolutely paint a clear resin that hardens with UV on these to seal them. That would be a great thing. You could also use that and seal right around the edge of the wood, because if you see here, like it's shedding some of the bark edge. You could absolutely use that, and that would really help preserve it even longer. That's a really good idea. CJ Kirby says, good idea using the cork on the back. Hi, Cat's Art Picks. So, yeah, Dolphin Soul says, I've never done wood slices. They're fun. Well, at least I think so. So here, I'm just going to come through again. I'm going to come around, and I'm going to put some of the darker, but I'm leaving some of that lighter showing through, just so we can start to get like a variety of values here. And we may even bring a little bit more yellow into it. And come back on top. Maybe not, it just depends. After we're gonna put some like berries, like red berries on here. And we'll paint in a red bow, why not? Right, Christmas wreaths a lot of times have red bows on them. So one thing I don't have yet this year, I don't have a wreath hanging on my door. I usually always have one. I haven't yet this year. We like got the two main trees up in the house, and then after that I just seem to like get so busy with everything else that I haven't done any more decorating. I'm just trying to get all my Christmas packages off. My two important ones that I had to get out actually got out this morning, so those should arrive on time, which takes so much stress off. Okay, so this is just the carmine red, and I still have a little bit of that black, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that there. Now this, I'm not putting a lot out, because unlike regular gouache, with regular gouache, I can just let it dry. Like this is watercolor from last time. I can let it dry and then come back and mist it and keep using that. Anything I put out on this palette today, if it dries, it's done. And I'm not worried. This is one of the ceramic palettes from Meeden. And I'm not worried about having the acrylic on here. all I have to do is soak that in some water. That acrylic will come right off. I can wipe it with a paper towel and just dispose of it in the trash. So with this carmine, I'm going to let's do some berries. I think we'll put the bow down the bottom center, so I'm going to avoid that. I'll kind of put my little Santa finger here to remind me, hey, don't paint there. Got a little bit of water. It is not, I'm grabbing a little bit more water. It's just not flowing off my brush the way I want it to, so I can get that fine detail. Ooh, Heather, the Hanamula bookmark set? Is that what you're talking about? If it is, I'll show everybody because mine actually arrived. I have it sitting right here. I shared on Discord. And it's actually still good for, today's the 12th, 2 more days. I shared a code that you can use at Blick. And if you didn't get that catalog, and you can get them at a sale price. Heather says yes. I'll show you guys in just a second what she's talking about in the chat. Oh, there we go. I like it. So I shared it. There's a code that you could use from Blick. So if you are interested, see, I was going to share all of this. I was going to share my little mini art haul with you guys today. Maybe we'll see it next week. Because I got in some of the things I ordered for my birthday. It actually came on my birthday, which those of you over on Discord, I shared that with you. This is what she's talking about. This is a bookmark painting set. I will link it in the description after the stream for those of you who are interested. You can get this from Blick. It comes with a brush. It comes with 3 Schmincke, the Horadam Aquarelle colors. They are, can I read the colors on the side? No. I can, it looks like cadmium red light, lemon yellow, and it says Helio Cerulean. So those are the 3 colors. And a little mixing set. The Hanamula bookmark pad. So this is 300 grams, 140 pound cold pressed paper, 100% cotton. I'm really looking forward to this. Maybe next week we will paint some Christmas bookmarks. Who knows? But I'll show you guys that. We'll look at that more next week. If you guys are interested in seeing my little birthday haul that I got for myself, let me know. I will share it with you next week. Those of you who are on Discord, you already saw a sneak peek because I took a picture of it all when I took it out of the box. All right, I'm gonna paint the bow, which again, that's why I'm saying if you're a member, you just gotta get on Discord. It's really easy to connect and great community over there. I love hanging out with everyone. So I'm going, my circle is here. So I'm going right below that. And I'm just going to do like a little square. And then we're going to go like almost like a triangle out of the square on each side for our bow. And we'll bring down. There we go. Now I can let this dry and I'll darken this up with a little bit of the black I had over here. We'll make a darker value. Now I can also take this darker value and put a little bit of shadow. Again, this is tiny. You don't have to do this on some of my berries. Just to one side. And I don't know about you, but this is a Christmas ornament, so I think it needs a little sparkle. Oh, Ian Jackson has been making his own paint. That sounds like fun. So I'm just putting some of the darker color up at the top. It's not completely dry, but that's okay. Pulling out a couple little lines on my bow. The nice thing about this is if I go too far, like a little too far on that red, all I have to do is let it dry. I can go right back over it again. So I definitely love that when it comes to the acrylics. I'm going to give this a quick dry because I do want to go back over a piece of that. Okay, so now I'm just going to come back into that bright red. Anywhere that maybe I went a little too much, I can just come right back over it. This is, a size 4. That's what I'm using right now, is a size 4 round. There we go. See that bow? Let's see what the interference gold looks like from Golden. Again, anything here that I put out, I'm not going to put a lot out because once it's dry, it's done. All right, so this is just the interference gold fine. And I'm just going to do, I don't know when that dries, if it's going to be lighter. It's very sparkly. So I think I'm just going to do a little tiny dot for like highlights on my berries. Just barely touching that. These are tiny. It'll help add some sparkle. I think I did little gold spots on my wreath the last time. That definitely, it definitely reflects the light. You can see that. Thanks, Cat's Art Picks. This is just a really, really quick one. Now, let's look at, let's try this. We're going to try this pen. This is the gold, the Signo. I probably should do this in pencil first. First, I'm just going to put it on my wreath to see. Do the gold dots? They do. It works great. This is an option. Goes right over the acrylic gouache. Stands out nicely. I'll show you a close-up in a second. Oh, let me get some up here. Missed a spot. You see the gold here in between. So it definitely catches the light. And I'm going to do this in pencil first, just in case. Just in case, because we have, I'll go by the pith in the center here. $20, $24. That should be fine. And maybe I'm just thinking how much I'm seeing the shimmer from. Yeah, that it doesn't show up a ton. I'm gonna see if I do paint the color. So let's paint it with the interference gold fine on top. I want it to really sparkle. I don't know how much this is gonna actually show up, but I have an idea. So I think the wreaths are such a simple, quick, easy one to do. And if you like to give ornaments, this is a great one to do where you can just change up the date in the center. Or you could do your wreath if it was larger and put the date like below. Whatever, whichever you prefer. Let's try. So if you see here, it says 2024. You can see it kind of when it reflects. Let's just give it a little. Let's give it a little extra. Something to make it stand out. I had to stop and look for where I'm putting my marks here. It's trying to look to me like it's saying 29 almost. I'm not liking that line. That's okay because we can go over it. That's a little better. think we're calling that good enough. So we're going to let that dry and we will seal it. And I will sign the backs of all of them. I think I need a finer liner to get the line in the center of that 4. This is a 005 Pigma Micron. This might work. Just want to make sure that that is nice and dry. I don't know why it's making me crazy. I'm fussing with it too much. It's fine. It probably would have been fine the way I had it from the get-go, but okay. I'm done. I'm done with that one. So there is design number 1. Our little 2024 Christmas wreath. Super easy. Okay. What to do next? What to do? Trying to think. What can we put on a Christmas ornament? How about, that's all drying. Once it dries, it's dry. This feels so light. I don't know how much paint is even in here. This is phthalo blue. Let's see what we've got. This doesn't look very fluid. I'm just putting a little water in here. It just doesn't look very fluid. But it doesn't look hard either. It's like it's just thickened up some. There we go. But when I think about like snow, moody winter backgrounds, that blue is just not it. It looks nice and cold, but just not it. An animal with a Santa hat. I had thought about actually just painting trying to do like a Santa face, but I don't do portraits. And those of you who are on the creator tiers and above, I should have your Santa video soon. I did a Santa painting this year, and I wanted to share it with all of you Thanksgiving. If I get it done, I'll probably post a sped up version. Patrons and channel members are going to get the full tutorial. It is a long tutorial, but I loved the way it came out. And yeah, Santa's a portrait. I don't do portraits. But I mean, you know, we could like do a fun Santa type illustration. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see. I'm looking like I didn't grab white. How did I not grab white? Let me grab, just because it's sitting right here, I'm going to grab, because we're using acrylic, so I'm not using the gouache this time. This is the Dale Rowney System 3. Fluid acrylic. I'm just going to put a little out there. Almost looks like there might be a little binder separation in that. I did not shake it up. Tree portraits. Yeah, I can do a portrait of a tree. That's no problem. Dolphin Soul says a fox. You know, that actually, if we just think about a fox, like the shape of a fox, especially if I don't have to do his face, that could be pretty easy. a pretty easy task to accomplish, maybe. That's a nice cool blue. Let's just start with this. This is not the brush I should be using. It's probably not the brush I should have been using to mix it either, because it's such a small brush. I'm putting in a little bit more of the black. I just want to darken that value. There we go. There's so much paint. Oh my gosh, so much paint in my brush. All right. I did love painting in acrylics though, because gosh, they're so darn forgiving. Like, how can you mess up with acrylics? You just let it dry, paint over it. It's still pretty dark. A little darker than I was wanting, but that's okay. We're just going to paint the... I'm going to take a ton because it's not... because this wasn't sealed. So it's going to suck this right into this ornament. And probably dry very quickly. Which means I won't have made enough of this color, which is fine. It's fine. We need It's Fine merch for the new year. Right? I think I say that every single video. It's fine. But it is. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. It is fine. Or if things don't turn out exactly as you want, it's fine. You could paint over the bark as well. I'm kind of leaving the bark. This is crazy. Didn't I just open that? No. I use Payne's Gray, not black. Yes, that's how I feel sometimes, Tara. Or Heather, rather. Heather says, I bought a sign that says, I'm fine, it's fine, everything is fine. Yep. That just feels right. I'm gonna drop a little bit of white in there. See if we can't remix that blue that I just did. And of course we have it right here to kind of go by. And if I didn't, guess what? It's fine. This is actually more of like what I had in mind from the start, so we are just going with it. We're not going to worry about it. There we go. So again, being inspired by last year's ornaments. Let's grab some more white, but this time we're going to take the white and let's grab some of the Liquitex Basics iridescent white. Why not? And this, okay, this is Liquitex Basics. This is not fluid acrylic, which is what I've been using. So this is going to be much thicker. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of that in with this white. It is my hope that I'm going to have, and there's a little bit of blue that was still on my brush because, you know, I didn't clean it very well. And again, That's okay. I'm just going to grab all that right up and I'm going to put it in here. That's going to be my snow on the ground. And I'm not worried about it being a very, very pale blue. Because snow, we were actually out, we were driving, it was a few days, last week, I think it was last week. And we were driving in the sun, it was like in the afternoon time. So the sun was setting and you could just see all the shadows on the snow, and the snow really looked, you could see blue and yellow and all the different colors. It was gorgeous. I wish that the camera would pick all of that up. It was quite something. That's already feels like it's wanting to dry on my palette. Just gonna put some of that in. Now rinse my brush again. I have my paint puck in here. We'll see if I can't do a better job this time. I rinsed it fast because, you know, I'm used to rinsing watercolors out of my brush. They rinse out so much easier than acrylics do. Okay. Let's grab a little bit of this iridescent white. Full strength here, not mixing it with regular white. There was a little blue in this brush too that just came out. It's fine. It's because it's up here. I let it get really close to my ferrule apparently. And there we go. Making the switch from watercolor and even gouache to the acrylic. This is just like a regular, it's not a heavy body paint, you know, it's Liquitex Basics. The paint feels so much thicker. It's like, it's just not moving. Put a little bit of that on top. Leaving some of the blue showing. All right, that's going to be my shadows. I'm going to turn this around so I can paint near the edge. It has actually been years since I've done a full acrylic painting. Yeah, the colors Cat's Art picks were just so pretty with the blue and the yellow, and, you know, not looking like yellow snow, like the kind you don't eat snow, but just like yellow reflecting from the setting of the sun. It was so pretty. Okay, how about, let's put a tree in. First, let's put some snow. We want snow in the background. I'll paint my tree on top. I'm going to put some white in with this iridescent, and then this is the fluid, but I'm gonna make it a little more fluid. Use just a little extra water. And of course, this is acrylic. I'm gonna make a mess. This is not as easy as the cleanup as the watercolor. I'm just giving some spatters and trying to protect other surfaces from the chaos. Oh, that was a lot, wasn't it? Again, it's fine. It's fine. Just, if you don't like the way your blizzard has come down, just paint over it. It's acrylic. There's some snow. Look at this. I'm going to quickly wipe that off my desk because it's acrylic and I just don't want it to dry there. It's not like when it's Dr. P.H. Martin's and I know that it doesn't matter because those white dots, see, some of that's already wanting to be dry. Dr. P.H. Martin, I got like from the bark. There we go. Like it never happened. I'm sure it's on my hands and other places I can't see, but it's fine. All right, let's mix up. Do I have, I didn't grab a brown. I mean, I have the copper. I have like a, that's going to be very metallic. Not really exactly what I want, but maybe let's just experiment. That's dry. I'm gonna take a touch of that. I've got a little bit of the Payne's Gray from Amsterdam. Seems weird not telling you guys like all the pigments or whatever that I'm painting with. And I'm just gonna kind of pull some of these down. And we're just gonna mix ourselves what I hope to be a little bit of a shimmery brown color with the Liquitex Basics Copper and some of that Payne's Gray. And if it loses some of the shimmer or luster, that's fine. Just going for the color. In some water. It's definitely a transition when you've been painting with watercolor for so long to pick up the acrylic and then get the consistency and get it to flow off the brush. And you got to remember with the acrylic, you're going to see brush strokes and stuff, whereas with watercolor, you know, we don't usually have so much of that. But anyhow, we're going to let it slide this time, Rob. We're glad that you joined us. Okay. So I'm going to come right over this part. Kind of like the snow on this side a little bit better. So I'm going to put my tree on the other side. There's a lot of paint on that brush. Oh my goodness. Wow, there was a lot of paint in that brush. Let's try that again. I'm taking it right up to the top, so it's growing right off my ornament. Pulling it out. I really didn't leave room, like make this a flat branch, like if I were going to paint birds on it again. So I think we're just going to do, it's just a tree. It's just a tree in the snow, living its best life here. Not an evergreen, but still a tree. There we go. Well, we thank you so much. I have a mouse in my pocket. I thank you so much, Rob, for your 14 months of membership. Time flies, right? Time flies when we're having fun. Speaking of having fun, it's almost time for the Christmas party. For those of you who are creator members and studio members, December is the month where we all come together on Zoom. That is a week from tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. I hope that you all will join us, and I will try to remember again next week to put it out there, but I do have a free trial on both of those tiers over on Patreon. So if you're wondering, hey, is the monthly or quarterly Zoom something that is right for you? There is a free trial, and you could join us for the Christmas party. You say Christmas party, we get together, we hang out, you bring your own cup of Christmas cheer, and we can paint, we can talk. We had a good time. I think we had a good time last year. We had a special guest join us last year. Joseph was there. Right. It needs some snow on it now, doesn't it? Wildflower says, when your membership is in its teens. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. The white, we have the white over here. I'm just going to hit that with the heat tool and let that dry for a moment. Maybe we'll still put a bird on there. We could have a bird on our tree, right? Give it a little pop of red. It was not my goal to just repaint the ones I've already done. It was definitely not what I was thinking when I said, oh, I'll paint some ornaments. All right, let's get some snow on this tree. Our trees did look like this, until yesterday when all the silly rain came. That was my brain took a moment to edit that one for you, to censor that out. Yeah. Anyways, rain. I find rain in winter so depressing. So very, very depressing. I do not like it. I do not like it at all. I live in a wintry, snowy climate, and I much prefer my winter precipitation to be in the form of snow. And there was snow down on the trunk of the tree. So we're just I'm kind of letting my brush like skip along, right? To show where maybe it's, if this was a tree that had like chunky bark, perhaps that snow grabbed onto the trunk. Is that the way it would look? I don't know. Maybe it's too much. But again, we don't have to worry about that, do we? Because it's acrylic. We just come back over here. Like you got a little too carried away. And we just put a little bit of the dark back in. And everybody say it with me. It's fine. It's fine. No worries. Yeah, I'm just like, no precipitation or snow precipitation. It needs to be snow. I am definitely not a fan of rain in winter. And the wind was going like crazy, and yeah, I wasn't thrilled. Like, so much of the I was like, oh, it's gonna be a nice white Christmas. We had about, gosh, we must have had over a foot of, snow accumulating from the different storms that we've had thus far. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be nice and white all over the ground for Christmas. I was really getting excited about it. Then I woke up this morning. Rain washed almost all the snow away. Was not thrilled. All right. I was gonna put a little bird up there, but I think we're gonna put a snowman. I think I'm gonna put a snowman. That's just part of our background. Do you want to build a snowman? I do. Let's just kind of put him in right here. I don't like that big snowflake, so we're going to incorporate that into part of our snowman. Just like that. It never happened. Now, looking at the size of my tree, that's going to be one big snowman. I'm like, wait a minute, I shouldn't have painted it that big. It's fine. He's a tall snowman, that's all. I don't know how big the kids were that actually built this snowman, or who would be able to lift one up that snowball that size in comparison to that tree. But maybe, maybe it's a lot closer. But if it was closer, I wouldn't need to paint him down lower than the base of my tree here. We don't care about perspective. We're not worried about that right now. We're not painting to scale. It is, nope, we're fine. There we go. I'm trying to, where that was maybe coming down, we'll raise that up a little bit. There. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. All right. Drop some suggestions. What do you want to see? What are we going to paint on this one? Not going to do a sleigh. I love that idea. I'm not going to do that because I think I don't think I would do a very good job. See, this is dry. Look at that. And so that just chips it off. This is, yeah. Not like watercolor where you can just go, yeah, I want some of that color again. Reactivate it and go. There we go. That blue is still. That's way too dark. I want to do my shadows on my snowman. That's what I'm looking for right now. There we go. I want a nice pale blue. Put that in around his edge here. This is still very wet. Around this edge here. We're just doing a 2-ball snowman, not 3. Shadow from our tree as well. my shadow for my snowman is coming that way, I just put the little bit maybe from the tree that way. A gingerbread house. Oh, that could be cute. Oh, Joseph says, my sister wants to know if you did your nails, or is that Lillian Fox stuff? That, let me just turn them this way. That's Lillian Fox. Yep. Little Santas. I thought they'd be fun. I got a few Christmas ones, so we might see something different next week. Although this would last till next week. I love these. They're so affordable. They're so affordable. So yeah, Lillian Fox. Oh my gosh, it's like Snow Day. I think this one is called Snow Day, which I thought was an odd name. I mean, it does have snowflakes, but I thought it was an odd name because it came with Santa and the presents. But yeah, it's called Snow Day if you're interested in that. Yep, that is lilyandfox.com is where I get those from. And I got to tell you, I did this one. Well, my nails I had cut short. So if you have short nails like I do right now, I still have another whole manicure that I could do with this one set. So really, it was $3 for the manicure, and I'm going to get 2 out of it. So they're so very, very affordable. I definitely recommend them. I've been loving it. I do a base coat under first, just to kind of protect my own nails. Whether or not, you know, you have to, I don't know. I've had bad experiences before where nail wraps kind of made my nails thin and flaky. And I normally have very strong nails. Like, I don't have to do any kind of artificial nails. My nails grow like crazy. And just look back in different videos. I'm sure you guys have seen my nails get really long. But yeah, when I keep them short, I'm able to get like 2 from one set. So I love them. They're fun. They don't take that long either. And they do hold up really well. Usually I put a clear coat on top. I didn't get to do that yet today, but I'll do it tonight while I'm sitting around watching TV, relaxing this evening. Painting his little hat on. I didn't leave a space for like a different color on the brim of his hat. But I'm not worried about that. I can just paint it over it because it's acrylic. It doesn't matter. And a little hat. No, I'm going to do his nose again first before I do his eyes. I like to paint the noses first because usually I put an eye behind the nose where you're just seeing part of the eye. The nose is coming sideways. And then, of course, you'll see the other eye. Now, this is something that on Hansa Yellow. So on watercolor, I always do it this way because I can't paint that eye in and then get the, you know, opacity to cover over it. So I'm just going to do it the way I normally do. Oh, that is way too much red. Way too much. Yeah, Wildflower says, I've never heard of Lily and Fox, going to check it out. I love Lily and Fox. They have so many things. And Rob Younts has started the snowball fight. Snowball fight for all of you who are, if you have the little palette next to your name saying that you are a channel member, whether you are a super fan or above, the snowball fight is back in effect. I brought the emojis back from last year. We had lots of fun with that last year. So I have brought it back. And you can tag one of your buddies in the chat and launch a snowball at them if you're here watching on the live stream. All right, I'm going to turn this sideways just so I can paint his little nose in. See, I thought about painting a snowman separate, but I was like, no, all you're doing is repainting last year's ornaments. Let's go ahead. Paint something different. That is one big nose, Mr. Snowman, but it is what it is. We're not judging. We're not judging. Yeah, my white is already dry. Wow. Everything dries so fast. You can just give this a spritz. Wake some of this up. Or keep it awake. It's been a long time since I have used the acrylics. I have to tell you though, I can't say that I missed them. I cannot say that I missed them. I don't mind doing the ornaments in acrylics each year. That I don't mind at all. Oh, that's not wanting to. It's just not wanting to flow off my brush. There we go. Hopefully that will work a little bit better. Yeah, Lisa is who introduced them to me. If you're familiar with Lockery Fine Art, I absolutely love, speaking of the nails, absolutely love them. My first order came with like a personal handwritten note. I was very impressed. Yeah, so far I really, really like the company. There we go, his little eyes. He needs a smile. See, he's happy. It's snowing, not raining. And then when I do the buttons, I always offset them. So I do one here, I come out, and then I come back. I just feel that that helps kind of give him shape to his little snowball. So there is that so far. Okay, I'm going to take some of this, the interference gold that I used on the wreath. And I'm going to use it again. Just tiniest little dot. Right, to give a sparkle to his eyes. When I say tiny, that is a tiny dot. And maybe on his buttons. Why not? There we go. Love it. Have a great rest of your day, Cat's Art Picks. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Oh, look out, Other Tara. Snowballs are flying. Snowballs are flying. I can't share it. I wish I could share it on the screen, but if I share it in the live chat, you guys just see the code to type the emotes on my side. I can see it happening in the actual live chat, and it shows up the way that the emotes are supposed to look. But yeah. Is this gonna work? I want a little bit more shadow. Just defining this a little bit, like underneath where his head is. Oh, I touched his hat. It's fine. Perfectly fine. Oh, you know what he needs? He needs some sticks for arms. Joseph. Oh my goodness. He's unarmed. So I'm just going to use the same if I still have wet paint here. This is crazy. Let's see if that works. Give our little snowman an arm. It's not working too well. We are going to, was this black or Payne's gray? Yes. All right. Just dipping into that. Why not? It'll work just fine. I have to update my thumbnail with the ornaments we actually have painted today. So that one goes into the snowball, but the other one I'm going to put from the very edge so that it looks like it's coming from behind him. So right at the edge, I'm like, can you guys see what I'm doing here? Lou and I just watched Jack Frost the other night with Michael Keaton from the, I think that was put out in the 90s. Was it the 90s? I think so. Last night. All right. Some of that white was actually showing through his hat, so just darkening that up a little bit. Our little snowman. He's too cute. Oh my gosh. So, you know, it's always fun on a Thursday, and it's wintertime. So the snowball fight is in full effect. You guys join us during the live stream. Again, if you are a super fan or above as far as channel members, you can join in that fun. Make some friends. Get somebody on your team. Just no ganging up on each other and no ice in the snowballs. That's all we ask. All right. I think while I have this red here, why not? Let's just go ahead. Our snowman needs a friend. We're going to put a little, just going to put a little, suggest that there's a cardinal sitting up in this tree looking at our snowman. And you don't have to be able to paint a bird to do that. I've literally, I'm getting quite the glare. It's literally just a red dot up in that tree. Kind of bird-ish shape. See, there's a little guy there. Maybe he has a little friend. Maybe he has a little friend. Let's come down. Right here. Landed on our snowman. Why not? Why not? There's one on the tree, and there's one on his branch. All right. So it is 4:30. We are going to, I'm just putting a little, if I can get it to flow off my brush, I am anyways. It is just not flowing. Well, I was going to put a little speck of black for his beak, but it's not coming off very well, and I think it's fine. Go ahead and make that one a little bit longer. Could give him something to stand on. Oh, I just pulled that the wrong way. Of course, it is acrylic. I could just wash it off, and it never happened. Never happened. Let's do it again. I got a little bit when I pulled it off on his snowball. There, gone. Gone, but I also scrubbed off some of his button. Every time I say button, all I hear is Gingy from Shrek. Not my gumdrop buttons. Sorry, it's just randomness that comes to my head. Okay. Oh, how cute is he? There we go. Our little snowman. We've got a little cardinal in the tree here. We have a little cardinal. See if we can get that to focus. Landed on his arm, hanging out. Okay. If you would like to, Heather, before you go, I hope Heather hasn't gone yet. If you want to enter today's giveaway, I need you to type the words "enter me" and the abbreviation for your state. Again, you do need to be a U.S. resident for this one. So you're going to type "enter me" and the abbreviation for your state. And we will start adding names to the wheel. And let me just, while that's starting to come in, take a moment. Thank you so much, Rob. And if you are seeing your name showing up on the screen, or if you got notified that you received a gifted membership, big thank you to Rob Younts for doing that. Welcome, everybody. You are now a super fan for the next 30 days, and you will have access to Discord. So if your YouTube is connected to Discord, you should see the server and be able to connect. And Rob says, please YouTube give Joseph a membership so I can throw a snowball at him. I'm just looking at the names here. I'm like, did it give it to him or his nom de plume? I'm not seeing that. So again, remember, if you have already won one of the holiday giveaways, please don't enter. We want to make sure that everyone, let me take my glasses off so I can see the computer screen, everyone has a chance to win one this season. Let me just turn on the wheel of names and filter my comments on my side for the words "enter me." That's why I have you guys say something specific, because then I can quickly see it. I have, you're going to see names start to come up on the screen as I see them. I won't be putting states on there. I'm only going to put your screen name. Pencil art, Virginia. We had really great odds last time. Again, I don't advertise this one because I want those of you who are here every week supporting the channel to have the best chance. My way of saying thank you. CJ Kirby. I don't know where the A came from. My pinky got excited. Betsy Paints. I need to have the abbreviation for your state, hun. In order to enter you, I need it to say enter me and the abbreviation of your state. So yeah, Betsy Paints. As soon as I see that state, because it's just U.S. residents only for this one, next week, that's going to be a little different. You'll have to tune in then to find out what's going on next week. So let me unfilter this now so I can see all of your chat. What is NN? I don't know a state that's NN. I'm assuming that's a typo. Or we have 51 states and one now starts with NN. Or there's one that starts with NN. I'm going to feel really silly. It's New Jersey. No problem. Oh my goodness. Sorry, but thank you for the chuckle. So, of course, as always, I am using Wheel of Names, which is wheelofnames.com, where you can just go, enter the names, and you will see me before we draw. I will hit shuffle up here. You're seeing that on the screen live. And I will shuffle it. And then when it's time, I'm going to click our spin, and we will see who gets it. Yes, it's New Jersey. I've got that. I'm going to shut the Wheel of Names off for now. If you'll have one more chance to get your names down there and enter. Let me take that filter off. There we go. Okay, so again, if you received a gifted membership, you can join us over on Discord now. We have a lot of fun over there, so I do hope you'll consider that. All right. Is that an enter me, Joseph? I'm seeing it. It didn't show up on my other side. Oh, yeah. And I was getting ready to type. You guys can't see it. Oh, my gosh. But on the Wheel of Names, I was getting ready to type, and I literally started typing an E. I was going to type enter me instead of Art of Joseph Incham. So there's that. Oh, my goodness. And yes, if you are a moderator and you live in the U.S., you are absolutely eligible to enter the giveaways. And apparently I can't spell your last name either, so there's that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, our moderators do so much being here every week. They are absolutely eligible. Okay. There we go. So, there's our little snowman. Yeah, unfortunately, Tara's not in the U.S., so. So you see, we just kind of combined this one, kind of combined last year's, right? Last year I did the snowman with a little cardinal sitting on his arm, and then this year we kind of combined those two, and I like it. But you know what? Our snowman doesn't have any snow on him. Is this wet? This is not wet. Do I have any white that's wet? I don't. I don't even. It dries so fast. if our tree has snow on top of it and our snowman has been outside for any length of time. I mean, unless he's been running around and cleaned off his... I don't even know where I put the white. And brushed his arms off. He would also have snow. He would have snow on his little arm branches here. There we go. Good enough. Betsy, I'm going to do the drawing in just a little bit. I'm going to give people more time to make sure everybody gets entered. So you'll see the drawing happen live. I know you're also chatting with your grandson at the same time, you said. So yeah, it hasn't happened yet. There we go. So there's our little snowman. All right, we have a few more minutes. What can we do for him? Those of you who have already told me are probably like, I already said it. Snow on his hat. Oh, yes. See? Thank you. Thank you, Dolphin Soul. Paying attention to the details there. That already was starting to dry. There are reasons why I prefer watercolors, especially in this studio. Oh my goodness, everything dries so fast. There we go. Now he looks a little better. There he is. There's snow on his hat. He might even have snow. You know where else he might even have some snow? His little carrot nose. It's sticking out there. It could happen. There we are. Rob says candy cane so you can suffer like me. Oh my goodness. Those of you who don't know, Rob shared with us over in Discord his design for his Christmas card this year. He chose one with candy canes. Now, Rob hand paints his Christmas cards each year, and he painted 100. And it didn't just have one candy cane, it had 2. So that was 200 candy canes he has painted recently. Oh my goodness. All right. I feel like candy canes would be so much easier in I feel like they'd be so much easier in watercolor. I want to save that for next week. Rob, remind me. I will do a candy cane next week because I just really want to paint one in watercolor. And that wet and wet blending, I think it's going to be much, much nicer in watercolor. So remind me, next week we'll paint some in watercolor. Yeah, well, there's like Dolphin Soul says, feels like such a waste talking about the acrylic paint, like when all of that dries. That's why I just don't put out a ton. Now, when I was painting with acrylics, I would have had my glass palette out. I would have had water. I would have been misting this a lot more. I was definitely in the zone with how often I should be misting this. I could have kept this wet. I could have had all of these still be wet if I was paying attention to that, but I didn't, and it's fine. Well, Dolphin Soul, you just be here next week. You just be here next week. We'll do it. I'll show you. Wet on wet. Yeah, well, we're not doing wet on wet with the red. The red will be wet on dry. So, but to get the dimension to the candy cane, we'll paint that wet and wet. Uh, I think I'm just looking at the time, and I'm just not sure with this one here. I really like this guy. I have to paint one. I have somebody who wants to purchase one for like a Yankee swap. And I don't know. I like him, but I kind of want him on my own Christmas tree. So I don't know what to do on this one. Oh, you know what? We're going to go do my go-to. I know we talked about trees. We're doing it. I can paint them quickly. Can I paint them as quickly in acrylic as I can in watercolor? I don't know, but we're about to find out. And stay tuned. If you have not yet entered, let me just remind you what you are entering for. We are doing a $25 Blick gift card, and you have to be in the US, and as long as you live in the US, just say enter me and give me the abbreviation of your state. So if you were in Maine, you would type enter me, because the abbreviation for Maine is ME, and this just doesn't want to. Oh, there it goes. We got some more blue. We're going to do another background. You know what's coming. We're doing trees. We're doing trees. Oh, there you go. Annie, that was a gift from Rob Youts. Welcome. If you have your YouTube account connected to Discord, you are able to join us over on Discord as a super fan. And I hope that you will. I'm going to mix this with the brush I'm going to paint it with. See if I put some of that black. Also, Dolphin Soul, I didn't have a lot of paint out, which is why a lot of my colors were drying quickly. If I would have had larger piles of paint here, it would have taken much longer for that to dry. So part of that is because I didn't put out a lot of paint. But again, when I'm not painting regularly with acrylic, I just don't want to waste it. All right, we're just going with some. Again, we're going to do that blue background. Maybe this will be the one that I do for the person who wants one for a Yankee swap. And I'm just going to turn that off for right now so you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, Annie, if you have Discord and it's already connected with this YouTube account, you should see the server. It will have my signature logo. And all you should have to do is click on that and select to go ahead and join in. There we go. Now let's rinse that out. We will do the drawing in just a few moments. So again, if you want to enter US residence, your name, and enter me. Now, if you are watching this and it is not December 12th at 4:50 p.m., please don't enter in the comments. The giveaway's already happened. It's done. It's over. You missed it. Please join us here live at 3 p.m. on Thursdays. That's when a lot of the magic happens. Just putting in some shadows. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. Subscribing to the channel gives you the fun perk of being able to chat with us here when we are live, because only subscribers can comment in live chat, which means only subscribers would have the ability to enter when we do giveaways like this. Just another way to thank you for your support. There we go. Those colors are kind of mixing. I touched a little bit of the bark, but I'm not worried about that. There we go. All right, let's switch it up. We need a darker color. I don't have much out here. Whoa. Nope, I'm making it worse. I was going to try to suction some of that back into the tube. It is what it is. It's fine. Annie, great question. They are linked in the description below. I got them. She asked, where did I get my wood slices? From Amazon. This is way more black than I wanted. I was just going to do some monochromatic trees. Let's see if we can get a green with this yellow and some of the black. I'm gonna rinse that blue. Well, blue's not gonna hurt it, right? It's green. There we go. Lovely. So that yellow and black, we got a nice green going on there. Darken that up. All right, let's paint some quick trees. I'm not worried about these being perfect. If I've got spots that are being skipped, fine. We're going to come back in. We're going to put some, there's too much paint in that brush. We're going to come back in and put white for the snow. So definitely not worried about spaces being missed with the green. What about a little one behind? Just gonna kind of pop like the left part of a tree out there. You know, I like groups of 3. We're gonna put here. How about some on the other side? I did not put any layer of primer on the wood discs. Not this time. No, Betsy. I have done these in the past. In fact, if you look on the channel, I think it was either last year or the year before. I did them in water. I don't think it was last year, because these are last year's, right? These are last year's. And I don't recall if we did those, if that had the watercolor ground, if those were the ones with the watercolor ground, or if that was acrylic paint. Another tree. And of course now I kind of have an even number again. So let's put one more right there. There we go. Let's add some snow. We'll go just a tiny bit beyond today because I am going to show you how I would seal them. I said that I would. this one. So here I'm just like adding in on top of where I put branches and kind of left some space. I try to remember to stagger so it doesn't look like I have straight lines going across everything. Cover up some of that down below. I will do the drawing as soon as I finish putting the snow on the trees. And then I do hope you all will stick around and hang out with me while we look at how to seal these after the fact. Oh, that's a great idea, Boo Peep. Yeah, I do have some. There is a substantial amount of black paint there. That might be a really good idea. Boo Peep asked if I had a pipette to be able to draw up some of that black paint and maybe put it back into the tube. Usually, I'll show you guys how I usually do it. I had started, I just was going too quickly. It might work, but our trees. And I think this one needs, I need some sparkle. I need something to help it really, something for it to stand out. Let's grab the iridescent white again. And put just, there we go, just a tiny bit. So for that black, usually if I take my tube, make sure that that paint is down, I can usually squeeze the tube where I can then place it up and let go, and it just sucks that paint right back up off the palette. So tap it down, squeeze the tube again. I'm just starting to see the paint right there, and let go, and it just suctions that back in. So that is one way, if you get a little bit too much out, that you can try to do that with. Tara, I think she really likes to paint trees. Maybe. I think so. A dog portrait on a disc and the wood cracked. Yeah, it definitely runs, you run some risk of that. Sealing them definitely helps, but I will seal the entire thing after. So it's where some people go wrong with their I should have named that the video that, right? Where you go wrong painting wood ornaments on, or painting on wood discs, is they'll, like, I'll paint this and I'll come in and I'll seal this, but I don't seal this side. Now this side is sealed, but this side can still absorb moisture or dry out more, and then it can crack. You really want to seal both sides. So that is my, that is my best advice when you're painting on wood discs. I seal both sides and I have not had any issues. Are we getting some shimmer there? You know what I really would love on here is like my Wink of Stella brush. I wonder if that would work. This one's almost gone. I don't know if these are linked in the description or not. I think this one is like almost completely dead. Does it have any sparkle? Oh, it is actually pulling off some sparkle. Right, I'm doing it. Yep. We're going to see if that works. I love the Wink of Stella, the clear, for shimmer. Let me make sure that that's not. No, it's just just putting out. This one is so about dead. I ordered more. Oh yeah. Like that looks like it's actually activating some of that green underneath, which is weird. Oh, it just has like, see if I can get it to focus. I don't know if it'll show up, but there is a, if you've ever used the Wink of Stella brush before, clear is my favorite because it just puts beautiful sparkle on anything that it touches. And apparently it works on this too. But that activated some of this dark green. So I'm just touching up a few spaces with some brighter white. I don't mind the shimmery. Just a moment, we will do our giveaway. I feel like I got a little overzealous. I need to darken up a couple spots in here with this tree. See, I tapped off. Like I needed to dry out my brush. I really didn't. Next week, we will be back to watercolor. Now I'm just going to negatively paint a few spaces in here. Again, I need to be careful not to go in a straight line. Same with this one. Kind of lost a few of the darks. There we go. I like that a bit better. Just a couple spots over here. It's just a little too much white. For it to be covered that much, that was quite the blizzard. Okay. There we go. So we have some sparkle and shimmer to this one. I really like that. And you know what else we can do? Let's try the silver one. I think the silver will show up really nice on the background here. So I'm going to grab the Signo Uniball. Keep that box closed. And we're just going to mark this, looking at how that's going to hang on the tree. Knowing how that's going to hang on the tree, my trees are a little crooked there, but again, it's fine. There we go. That shows up so well. I love it. All right. Any final entries? I am going to search one more time. You have to type enter me and the abbreviation for your state. And it looks like I have everybody. So let's go ahead and turn on our wheel of names. Again, you want to see it stop. You're in the drawing for a $25 Blick gift card. I will be able to send this to you immediately after the stream. So again, if you're not watching at 5:06 p.m. on December 12th, 2024, this is already done. It has already been given away. Okay, are we ready? Good luck, everyone. Here we go. Oh, excellent. Art of Joseph Fincham. Congratulations. I know how to get a hold of you. So that is fantastic. Congratulations. We didn't even have our like drum roll this time, did we? I told you, I'm off. I'm like very off. But there we go. So close. All right. So yes, $25 Blick gift card to Joseph. Will he dive more into watercolors with it? I don't know. We'll have to tune into his channel and find out, right? Links are in the description below for both of the moderators' channels. I am going to go ahead and turn off the wheel of names now. Congratulations, Joseph. That's a lot of fun. Merry Christmas. I will get that to you right after the stream. I know how to contact you. Okay. So, let's talk about how we finish these up. And I need to remove that from the screen because all of a sudden I can't see all of your chat because I had it filtered for entries. All right. So I will sign the backs. I always sign the back. Right, and the year. Of course, the year's on the front, but I still sign the back. So now this one here. I'm like, I have bark that's on my desk and it is wanting to stick to my ornament. I don't want that. Yeah, Rob did the candy canes. Yes, yes, he did. Okay. So again, you can seal these with whatever you choose. You can use the like golden gloss medium. There are many things out there. I like to use the gloss because I think it catches the lights on the trees so much nicer. So I do like to use that. There we go. Sorry, just a little maintenance on my side. I'm like so excited. I'm so excited. Joseph is always here. Joseph has been here with me since I started live streaming. Joseph and Tara. And I greatly appreciate you. So I'm so glad that you won that. Okay. Alrighty. So either this one, the golden, or again, you can use the Mod Podge. I like the gloss. There's gloss or matte, whatever your preference is. And these are very simple. I am just going to take, this one's a little bit wider. We'll use that. Let me grab another palette, something to put this in. I just have an egg tray here that I use sometimes. So I'm going to put it in that. Moving my other palette. That has to go downstairs now to be washed to get all that acrylic off. Have it ready for next week. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit. Oh, okay. I'm using grab the Mod Podge because it's right here. I wanted to use the golden because I used the Mod Podge. This one is what I used on last year's. So kind of let me take a look at the two. Did I just drop? I did. Well, my floor now has gloss medium on the... Yeah, it's like that. I won't even need that. I'm not going to squirt it out. We're just gonna grab some. And we're just gonna go over these. I go all the way to the edge, all the way out to the, over the bark. And as it does, it just went into the hole where you would put the tie. Now you can do these a couple ways, right? Like you could follow the grain of the wood and go like in circles, because you're going to see your brush strokes sometimes. Or you can just straight down. I like to go very light, different directions. There was a piece of bark on there. There we go. Now that did go into the little hole where the string has to go. You can just take like a dotting tool, just kind of go around, make sure that that stays clear, because if that fills up, and you're not going to be able to get something through that to hang it on the tree. So now I need to let that dry, but look how nice and shiny he is. We're going to do all three of them real quick, and I will see how drying them goes. This is where usually the metallics really pop. And the grain of the wood, I love how the grain of the wood just starts to show when you do the wreaths and you leave it. Mr. Snowman is going to go on my own tree. But I will probably let the person who wanted to purchase one for their Yankee swap choose between the wreath and the winter trees. There we go. So now when these dry, again, just making sure that that circle stays open. When these dry, I will do the same. I will coat the back of them as well. And I will do it all the way out to the edges. So once again, our moderators have channels here on YouTube, both Tara and Joseph. They are linked in the description below. I hope you will take a moment and check them out. Usually, now that smeared. So that going over that Uniball, the silver, that smeared a little bit. I'm not worried about it. I will let it dry, and then I will go back over it, and it'll be fine. It will be just fine. How could I have gotten beyond, not had that happen? I probably could have just taken, I have like a Mod Podge spray. I probably could have sprayed it. I'm just pushing this back. I'm actually being able to manipulate it with this brush. Once it dries, I could come over this with another coat. Yeah, this is working just fine. I could come over this with another coat of the clear. Like if this left any marks where I lifted that off. But that worked way better than I thought it would when I grabbed this brush. Cleaned it right up. See, it's okay. There we go. 2024, it's back. I'm just gonna rinse that out of my brush real quick. There we go. So that is all three of them. Let me just close this for a second. Get this rinsed out of my brush. I'll actually have to take these down and wash them with some brush soap. For those who are wondering, that is the brush soap that I use anytime I clean my brushes, whether they be acrylic or gouache or watercolor. If I'm giving my brushes a good clean, that's what I use. Let me just give this a quick dry. Dolphin Soul says, how long to dry? Well, this one already feels, yeah, that one, it's just slightly tacky. It's already almost dry because that had that bare wood, so it just sucks it right in. But that will seal it. So let me just go ahead and give it a dry, and we'll get these other sides done. I have got gloss medium. It used to say gloss varnish, or there was like a gloss medium and a gloss varnish, and now I think it's all just the same. They're still a little tacky. I'm not going to flip them over because I don't want to get them, anything on here get stuck on them. I'm going to let them completely cure first. So I'll probably just hit them again tomorrow while I am chatting with all of you, all the community members and above, for live chat tomorrow on Discord. I will probably be painting them, the back sides, and finishing getting them all sealed up. But let's take a quick look for those who are wondering. As far as the gloss, we can really see it on, we'll do the snowman. So this one was done with Mod Podge last year. This one is got the golden gloss medium on it this year. So you see, really not a whole lot of difference. I would say this is a little bit shinier, the golden, but I like both. I would use either. See if I let that catch the light. See how this one is just a little bit shinier. So there's that. But that was last year's. Here's this year's. Which one's your favorite? I think Snowman's my favorite. I do like the wreath. Go figure. Trees, not my favorite. I much prefer my trees in watercolor. But I think Snowman is my favorite. He's definitely going on my tree this year. Once I get it sealed, it'll be hanging downstairs on the tree. I also like this one, so if it doesn't go to somebody, yeah, that one will end up in my ornaments and on my tree as well. Now you notice this one didn't smear like I used the gold just like this one, but I painted over it. I painted over the gold. Remember, I put the gold down, then painted the golden interference gold on top. So that's probably why that one didn't smear like this one did. But it's fine. That pulled it off, and it actually isn't looking, it's not looking too bad as far as seeing the brush strokes that like where I pulled it out. So it's fine. I'm just going to leave it be. I did not get the center on that one. Make sure that is done so that it stays clear. There we go. What do you guys think? Which one is your favorite? Snowman both years, Dolphin Soul says. Favorite as out of last year. So these were some of last year's. I think I did some others, but I gave them away. I don't know if those were all, the others were on video, or if these were just the 3 that I did on video, or maybe, I think these were the 3 I did on video last year. So you can absolutely, if one of these interests you, you can go find that video. It would be during a live stream. So you would click on the channel, click on live, and it should be there. It also should be under holiday paintings or specials, so in a playlist. But yeah, I loved the birch tree and how some of this came out last year. I don't know why I put a stump on that tree, but I don't know. Maybe it's one of those evergreens that has that. I have no idea. I don't know what I was thinking back then. But anyhow, And then this year's. So yeah, I think my least favorite is actually this one. Go figure. Those trees, which in watercolor would probably be one of my favorites. So, snowman. Ooh, yeah, mistletoe would go nice with the wreath, or just doing mistletoe. We'll have to think about that. Things that we're gonna paint next week. I will give that some thought. But until then, thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations to Joseph. I will be messaging you in just a moment. And thank you for all of you for hanging out with me today. These will just get, just so you can see, like this is them with the, like the jute twine. And these did come with that. They came with this one also, but it's orange. I'm not putting orange on my tree. I don't know. I'll use it for something else. But I like the natural. And I do like that better than, you know, putting one of the tree hooks on them, which you can do. You can bend a tree hook and put that on there. But isn't that so much nicer? I just think this goes with the ornament. Annie, I hope we see you. Annie says, I really like the snowman. I hope we see you over on Discord. Welcome to everyone who was gifted a membership today. And if you would like to join us, Superfan memberships, which give you access to Discord, start at just $2.99 a month. So it's like buying a cup of coffee and coming hanging out with all of us. I hope you will consider it and join us over there. I will see everybody from the community tier and higher for live chat tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed these. I hope you will give some of these a try. You can paint any of these designs. Like, that would be a wonderful Christmas card. You could absolutely paint that on a card. Same with that. And those are two very easy designs to do for whatever you need it for this holiday season. So I hope you all are enjoying your holiday season. And until next time, my friends, keep creating, and I'll see you in a video real soon. Bye, guys.